which gentlemen always seemed to admire. It was Papa's ink black. She did try to make it attractive with the ribbons Papa brought her from his travels, but it was so wild and curly that such an endeavour was fruitless. Most of the time she ended up using the ribbons to embroider her gowns instead. "Maman, am I pretty?" Her mother blinked. "Of course you're pretty, ma chérie. You're my daughter, aren't you? Don't fret. One day men will vie for your attention." She wasn't sure she wanted that. Maman's looks had only gained her a lifetime of waiting around for the man she loved to marry her. As a little girl, Lisette had believed in Papa's promises to make them a real family one day, but lately she'd begun to lose faith in him. A heavy knock came at the entrance door. "I'll answer it," Lisette called out, as she dashed into the hall to open it. She smiled when she saw her other half-brother, 19-year-old Dominic Manton, standing on the doorstep. "You're back at last," she cried. Dom was as different from George as peas to pears. He'd been a childhood playmate to Tristan, while George was off at school. As Lisette had grown older and begun trailing about after them, he'd been kind to her, even though the villagers weren't, and she adored him for that. But today he didn't look happy to be here. "May I come in?" Her heart faltered as she noticed his bloodshot eyes, his colourless lips, the way he held himself as if he were made of porcelain. Something bad had happened. Oh, Lord. "Tristan," she whispered. "Is he hurt?" "Where is he?" Dom countered. The question confused her. "I don't know. He's been gone since yesterday. You should talk to Papa. They went out hunting together." He muttered a curse, then squared his shoulders. "Father is dead, Lisette." The bald words were a slap to her face. As she gaped at Dom, wondering if she'd misheard, a choked gasp came from behind them. Maman stood frozen, the blood draining from her features. "Dead? C'est impossible! How can that be?" Dom ran a gloved hand through his thick black locks. "I can't tell you much, Mrs. Bonnaud. I'm still piecing together what happened while I was in York. As best I can make out, while Tristan and Father were hunting, Father's gun misfired and exploded in his chest. Tristan and the groom got Father back home and into his bedchamber, where George joined them. The groom fetched a doctor. George and Tristan stayed by Father's side. They were both there when Father died shortly after sundown last evening." As the truth of Dom's words started to sink in, tears stung Lisette's eyes, then slipped down her cheeks. Behind her, Maman was quietly weeping too, and Lisette went to her side. They stood there, crying, wrapped in each other's arms. Papa couldn't be dead. She'd seen him just yesterday, when he'd come to fetch Tristan. Oh, Lord, Tristan! She shot Dom an accusing glance. If Tristan was there when Papa died, why hasn't he come home to tell us? "I don't know. I didn't arrive at the manor myself until a couple of hours ago, but—" At his hesitation, Maman stiffened. But what?" "We have to find him. George will be here any minute looking for him." A horrible chill struck Lisette. "Why would George come here? He doesn't think Tristan killed Papa, does he?" "No," Dom said tersely, though he probably would have tried to claim that if the groom hadn't witnessed what happened. Dom rubbed a hand over his weary features. "But George does think that Tristan stole blue blazes last night." Shock made her gasp. Blue Blazes was Papa's and Tristan's favourite thoroughbred. Papa had promised to give the horse to her brother one day. "You don't think Tristan would do such a thing, do you?" "I don't know. None of the servants is very clear on